Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's story time. Now here I have Samuel. Do you remember him from last week? He was the little boy that was born after his mum had prayed and prayed for a baby for a long time. And his mum had promised that when he was a bit bigger he would go and serve God in the house of God. And that's where Eli the priest lived. Now Eli the priest was an old man, and he was very happy to have Samuel come to help him, and promised Hannah that he would take good care of him. One evening Eli was tired and he went off to bed. Soon he was fast asleep, and Samuel, when he'd done all the things he had to do, he went off to bed too. He lay down and fell fast asleep, when suddenly there was a noise. Samuel! Somebody was calling him. Samuel leapt up out of bed and he ran all the way to Eli's room. "I'm here," he said. Eli had been sleeping and he woke up and said, "I didn't call you, Samuel. Go back to bed." Eli settled back down to sleep, and Samuel went all the way back to his bed again and lay down, pulled his coverts over and started to go back to sleep, when suddenly, "Samuel!" It was the voice again. Samuel jumped out of bed and rushed through. Maybe Eli had changed his mind. "Here I am," said Samuel. Eli sat up again. "I didn't call you," he said. He lay back down to sleep again. "Go back to bed, Samuel," he said. Samuel went all the way back to his bed and lay down. He pulled the blankets over and thought, right, this time I'm going to go right to sleep. I'm so tired now. When suddenly, "Samuel!" The voice again. Oh no! Samuel got up and he ran all the way through to Eli. It must be Eli this time. "Here I am," he said. Eli was getting very tired. Sat up again. "I didn't call you," he said. "But I wonder if God did. Next time you hear your name called, Samuel, say, 'Yes, Lord, I'm listening,' and see what happens." Eli went back to sleep, and Samuel went back to his room and lay down. He pulled the covers right up. I'm not sure if he went to sleep again, thinking about what Eli had said. Sure enough, it wasn't long before he heard, "Samuel! Samuel!" It was his name again. He got up and he said, "Yes, Lord, I'm listening." And God spoke to him. He had a message for Eli that he wanted Samuel to tell him, and messages for God's people. And whenever God had something to say to his people, he would tell Samuel so that Samuel could pass on God's words. When your job is to pass on messages from God to his people, you're called a prophet, and that's what Samuel became. It had been quite a while since God had spoken to his people through a prophet, and so it was very exciting. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about some of the messages that Samuel had for God's people next time. But can you just imagine how excited people were a few hundred years later when instead of sending messages through a prophet like Samuel, God sent his son instead. Nearer to Christmas, I'm going to tell you all about that as well. But in the meantime, we are going to sing a song, and it's called God Speaks, We Listen. Join in, and then we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
God speaks, we listen, wanna hear his word every day. God speaks, we listen, read the Bible, trust and obey. God speaks, we listen, wanna hear his word every day. God speaks, we listen, read the Bible, trust and obey. No better way to truly know God, no better way to truly know us, no better way to truly know life. 'Cause in the Bible we meet Jesus. God speaks, we listen, wanna hear his word every day. God speaks, we listen, read the Bible, trust and obey. No better way to truly know God, no better way to truly know us, no better way to truly know life. 'Cause in the Bible we meet Jesus. God speaks, we listen, wanna hear his word every day. God speaks, we listen, read the Bible, trust and obey.